Hello and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel we discuss all aspects of the Ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today we're going to do the daily reading for Saturday, February 27th, 2021. And today is a day that is ruled by the heart chakra and guided by abundance. And yes, it is a heart chakra day, so we can utilize that rainbow meditation, bring the light down through the crown, down through the chakra system, exude it through all the different layers of the aura, and connect with the universal heart. All right. Today is also the full moon in the northern hemisphere. It actually happened at 3:17 a.m. this morning, so happy full moon in Virgo to everyone. Excuse me. If you guys didn't check it out, I encourage you to check out the full moon in Virgo video. I'm not going to go over all the astrology on here this morning since you guys already have it in that video. So definitely check that out. But we are going to do a reading for today and go over the galactic energy and just talk about how the energies are feeling today in this moment. Or in this moment that I am recording for, at least. I'm actually on vacation right now, so I'm pre-recording these for you guys. But we're tapping into the energy, we're setting that intention, and we're seeing what it's going to feel like and what it's going to be like on Saturday. So this blue planetary eagle signature, which is the galactic signature of today, is all about creating vision and mind. And so it's that eagle mind that we talk about all the time, right? The eagle soars high above everything. And from that vantage point, he can see far beyond just what is normally visible. So we get that planetary, we get that larger and greater and higher perspective of things. So it's really about getting that higher perspective and utilizing that vision and that power, that creative power of our minds to produce manifestations, to create. There's that energy with the planetary tone of perfecting and producing our manifestations. So really using that higher perspective to see our manifestations as they are, and to see how they can be tweaked and perfected in order to produce something even more beautiful, something even more profound, something even more in resonance with who and what we are. And we see this, and we see and understand not only how we can do this for ourselves, but how we can assist, what our role is in assisting with that for the collective as well. There's a heavy collective feel with this energy, and there's an objectivity, right? The eagle is objective. He sees what he sees. He doesn't put his own opinions and biases and emotions into it. He just takes it all in. He sees it for what it is, and then he works from there. That's that mind energy when it is unencumbered by the emotion. And that with the moon in Virgo is very supported today. Virgo is all about perfecting. It is the energy of the virgin. It's that purifying energy, that perfecting energy. And so we can utilize this blue eagle energy to really work within that Virgo energy, but without becoming overly critical or judgmental. That's where that objectivity once again comes in. Virgo energy can be sometimes self-deprecating and self-critical. And so that eagle energy pulls us out of that into that, once again, that higher perspective that exists beyond any judgment in any form, which is really, really helpful. The affirmation for today is: I perfect in order to create, producing mind. I seal the output of vision with the planetary tone of manifestation. I am guided by the power of abundance. I am a polar kin. I extend the blue galactic spectrum. And so, yeah, absolutely, this energy of creating abundance. And being capable of creating abundance today. And I love how this energy does fuel into the full moon energy, because we are very much in that energy of releasing, right? Releasing the things that are not serving us, releasing that perfectionism, releasing that judgment, and stepping into that space of objectivity and creativity today. Really embracing all of the changes, all of the ways that we are growing, all of the things that are being illuminated for us so that we can evolve. It's that eagle vision is being given to us. The planets are assisting and in facilitating that process so that we can then draw upon that as we move forward and just allow what is no longer useful to dissolve, to be washed away as we move towards what it is that we're wanting to create next. I'm wanting to pull some Work Your Light, or the Secret Language of Light cards to start us out today. Clear. Guidance from the Secret Language of Light. This is the full moon in Virgo, February 27th. Transformation, first card out. And I feel like I used these in the full moon in Virgo video, actually. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that I did. So I'm pretty sure that this card came out. So that is right on cue, right? That this energy would come back out again with this same deck. This is what we're doing. We are in the midst of this transformation right now. And so when we utilize that eagle mind, when we gain that higher perspective, we can understand we can not take the transformation personally, is what I'm feeling. Because there's a lot of shifts, there's a lot of changes, there's a lot of things that maybe we're realizing about our perspective and our vision, and the way that perhaps our vision was a little bit clouded, or we didn't have a full picture of what we were dealing with or working with. And so us not taking that personally, us just allowing that process and allowing the transformation process of others to happen too without taking that personally. It is not about us. That is their journey, just like this is ours. I want to read actually from the book anything else that it has to say about transformation here. You are experiencing an ending. You are feeling a loss as a hole or a void in your life. This empty feeling is a space for something new and better. A new way will reveal itself very soon. Pain is something that happens to all of us, but suffering is a choice. To suffer is to believe thoughts that are not your soul truth. I'm going to read that again. To suffer is to believe thoughts that are not your soul truth. Justifying, analyzing, and rationalizing will separate you further from your soul's wisdom. From this state, you will blame yourself, another, or an event for feeling angry or sad. Focusing on the suffering will only cement the ideology or belief that created it. I'm going to read that part again too. Focusing on the suffering will only cement the ideology or belief that created it. In other words, you become what you fight against. Now imagine what you can create by focusing on all the beautiful aspects of your life and what you are good at, right? We focus on what we want more of. Focus on where your life is filled with things that make you smile. Change starts with you, and all your desires begin with a dream. Where will you place your focus tomorrow morning? And I'm going to edit that and say, where will you place your focus right now? You don't have to wait for tomorrow morning. You can choose where, in every single moment, we choose where we put our focus, and in every single moment, we get an opportunity to choose something different. So you can choose right now to refocus. If you are focused on what it is that you're giving up, what you're being asked to release, what it is that you feel like you're losing, focus instead on what it is that you have, what it is that there still is to gain, what it is that you are opening up and making room and making space for. So yeah, and this is where we said that energy of like, everybody's transformation is there, so don't take it personally. If other people are transforming, you're transforming, they're transforming, all of a sudden your paths don't match up, they don't line up anymore, that's okay. Release that, let it go. Allow that new energy to flow. Honor everything that you had and every experience you had, but don't attach to it, because that's where that suffering is, all right? We don't want to. That attachment is what stifles our growth. Yeah. Exactly. Anything else? No, I don't want to reread. I think that said it pretty well. Like, me restating it isn't really gonna isn't really gonna do anything else. All right, and then we have focus on the bottom of the deck. Where are you putting your focus? Right? Is it on what you want more of, or is it on what you want less of? Because if you focus on it, you're just gonna get more of it. All right. Is it on the things that you have, or is it on the things that you feel like you're missing? And then we have nothing has gone wrong and inner voice coming out together. All right. So the nothing has gone wrong energy is that energy that says that everything happens in divine order for a reason. So don't second guess yourself. Don't question your path. Don't feel like you're not evolving, you're not transforming, you've done something wrong, because things are maybe going in a direction that you didn't anticipate, or things are feeling hard right now. It's always darkest before the dawn. Some of the things, it's like, if you look back on your life, you may not have understood in the moment why something that felt like a terrible thing happened. But years later, you understand the significance that event had in your life and how it shaped and made room and way for so many things, and it suddenly makes sense. And so like in that moment, you might have thought something was going wrong. But years down the road, now you see that everything was going exactly the way it was meant to go. Right? So that's the energy, is like, just know that everything is happening as it is meant to. I'm careful of saying this. I'm wary of saying this. What I was going to say was the only thing that can possibly go wrong is us attaching to something, us like beating a dead horse and attaching to something, not allowing something to transform the way that it needs to or is meant to. But then again, that's part of our lesson. So that's not really going wrong either, because it's teaching us that exactly what that card said, that suffering is optional. And it all comes down to our level of resistance and our level of attachment. And then inner voice. Listen to your inner voice. Your inner voice is guiding you. Your inner voice is becoming clearer. It is becoming stronger. I feel like maybe there's even people who listen to their inner voice and then they feel like everything went to hell as soon as they started listening to their inner voice, and they're like, what happened? And so you're kind of like questioning that. Just know that, like it said, nothing has gone wrong. Everything is according to plan. Like, we get exactly what we ask for too. And sometimes we do not, and most times we do not anticipate how that is going to come about or what that is going to look like. The path to get there is not the path that we would have taken or the path that we anticipated. And so it's just understanding that too, and just hanging on for the ride. That's why they say be careful what you wish for. If you wish for something, then you go through the process of becoming the person who has that thing and preparing yourself to have that thing. And releasing everything that's standing in the way of you having that thing. So it's a big, big process, and we cannot anticipate how that is going to go or what that's going to look like ahead of time. So just hang in there is basically the energy, but really listen to your inner voice. Allow your inner voice to guide you, and don't set, and like, if you feel like that guidance, if you're starting to question that guidance because things aren't turning out the way that you had hoped they would, just understand that that guidance is guiding you to your highest and best. But it's also important to know how to differentiate between the ego and the soul, between your intuition and your mind energy, right? Because sometimes those two sound the same. And so it's, how does it feel? When your inner voice is talking to you, it resonates within you. There's a different feeling associated with it. And your inner voice is usually that first voice that pops up. And then all the rest of the analyzing, that's the ego. That's the human mind. That's the rational mind coming in to try to figure it out. Like, oh, this, like, we received this guidance. And then the rational mind comes in and says, well, that doesn't make sense. Well, how is that going to work? Well, what about this? This would probably work better. Right? And so I feel for some people too, it's like you thought you were following your inner voice, but you may have actually been following your mental, your rational mind. And so it's just learning how to deeper differentiate between those two. Any other guidance? And it's so funny, Light Beings was on the bottom of the deck last time too, with the full moon reading. I feel like this is just going to be a repeat, possibly, of the full moon reading in a lot. I think this card, oh my God, I think that this card came out too. You guys who watch that are going to have to let me know how many of these cards are the same, because this is really wild right now. So clearly these energies that we're tapping into are the same, right? Okay, here's something different coming out for us. Grounding and remembrance. All right, so don't forget to ground in the energies. Don't forget to stay connected. Don't forget to stay centered. We have a lot of high vibrational energy coming in here. As I mentioned, I think also in the full moon video and a couple other times since, that 3/3 portal energy coming in, we're starting to feel that. And so we really want to ground the energies coming through. We are stepping into a deeper remembrance of ourselves right now, which is absolutely beautiful. But as we're doing this, like, we want to stay centered. We want to stay connected. We don't want to float away, basically, is how I'm feeling this right now. And we always talk about this, right? If we're not grounded, we're not able to be channels for that light, to ground that into the earth, which is a big, big part of what we're here to do, what we're meant to be doing right now. All right. And let your light shine. Let your light shine, and soul family. I like this, right? And so this is just that reminder, be you. We are moving more and more into who we authentically are, and so we are releasing who we are not. And that is really a beautiful process if we allow it to be. All right, I want to see, I'm going to get a couple Sacred Spirit reading cards clear to close us out here. Do a different deck, that way we can't get the exact same messages, right? Or can we? And maybe we can, because I believe I talked about the Ascended Masters in that reading. So we have the Ascended Masters, and we have Sacred Divinity. There are two paths ahead. All right, so the Ascended Masters are coming through. They are supporting you. They are guiding you as well. And we had the light beings that were on the bottom of the deck before I shuffled. So lots and lots of support coming in from the higher realms. Really facilitating us with opening up this communication, this cosmic communication. We have astral travel on the bottom of the deck, all right? So really allow them to assist you. Reach out to them for assistance, for support. If you feel the need for that assistance in balancing that mind, body, soul energy that we talk about, and for assistance as we're coming to this path, we're coming to this fork in the road, right? And every moment we make a decision as to which path we're choosing. We talk about these different paths, the path of fear versus the path of love, the 3D versus the 5D, however, whatever you want to call it. And so the Ascended Masters are coming through to help lead you toward your sacred divinity, toward your sacred destiny. All right, toward the path that is best for you, that is meant to be traveled by you. All right, and they're here to support you in each and every moment. Like we always say, right, in each moment we get a new choice. If I chose fear last time, in the next moment I can choose love, right? I can always choose again and again and again. We are always choosing. Yeah, and so it's just a reminder. And really, we choose above all else with our vibration. Everything is vibration. So which reality, which consciousness we want to exist in, which earth we want to exist in, really comes down to our vibration. And so it's really just caring for our vibration, stepping into grounding our energy, being who we uniquely are, embracing that, letting that light shine, trusting that inner voice and where it is that's guiding us, and really just opening up more and more deeply into love, into compassion, into service, and allowing that to guide us down the path of our sacred destiny. And there's also more that the Sacred Destiny card talks about that I believe has to do with the masculine and the feminine. Let me look this out for a sec. Yes. So this is also the balancing of our masculine and feminine energies. And we talked about this in the reading the other day, where we have that Eris conjunct true black moon energy going on right now, as well as the Mars trine Pluto energy, and the activation of our masculine and feminine, the different aspects of that energy, and the ways that they are borrowing from each other's energy. The feminine energy becoming more action oriented and empowered, the masculine energy becoming more compassionate and more I don't know. You guys have to watch the video. There's a square to Venus going on in Pisces that was adding to that energy. That was from a couple days ago. But becoming more compassionate. It's like those energies balancing each other and supporting each other more and more as we begin to merge those, balance and merge those aspects of our nature. And so this says, embracing your sacred divinity is honoring the divine feminine and masculine that resides within you. Every person shares both aspects of divinity. These are not stereotypical versions of what it means to be a male or female. The divine feminine incorporates aspects of unconditional love, compassion, and gentleness. But these are also qualities of the divine masculine, just what we said, them borrowing from each other, right? Balancing each other. They both have both characteristics when they're fully expressed in their most sacred and divine nature. Having expanded our intelligence and consciousness, human beings are no longer critical survivalists. We have evolved and adapted as a collective group. With growing intelligence and awareness, human beings, regardless of gender, can achieve these divine qualities. Men are able to embrace their inner, gentler qualities, and women, outward qualities of strength. Connecting to our divine self is to align with the divinity of Source. Divine balance occurs when these dual aspects are in harmony within the body, resulting in a feeling of wholeness. Currently, distortion of the divine feminine and masculine has occurred within you. And this talks about if you're feeling overly analytical or overly emotional, one of those aspects is out of balance within you. And so it's about addressing that imbalance. And as these energies are activated and harmonized, and we are harmonizing them and integrating them, we're going to notice that more acutely. And we draw upon the other to bring them back into balance. So if we're feeling overly logical and critical, that's that masculine, we bring in that compassion, we bring in that intuition. If we're feeling overly emotional and sensitive, we bring in some of that discernment and stability from the masculine, right? That's how we balance them out. Right now, you are being asked to honor the sacred divinity that exists within you. Expressing the divine traits of creativity, expression, gentleness, confidence, and strength is what is required now. Feel the beauty and love that is uniquely you and honor it. Give yourself a special gift to remind you of this inner journey and how much you care about your divine self and well-being. Connecting and creating a strong sisterhood or brotherhood is fantastic, but you must remember you radiate with energetic duality. If you find yourself ignoring or judging this side of yourself, ask yourself what you are hiding. Identify these qualities without judgment and work on healing or balancing those aspects. What aspects of the masculine or the feminine do you find objectionable or do make you uncomfortable? That's another way to balance these energies, because that shows you what is off balance within you. I know for a long time, for me, I was very uncomfortable with feminine energy in the form of emotion. Emotion to me, this is something that I'm still working on right now. Emotion to me meant weakness, meant vulnerability. And I did not see vulnerability as a good thing. I saw it as a liability. And so I'm still working through those energies of learning how to embrace my inner divine feminine, how to embrace that emotionality, and how to see that vulnerability as a strength, right? So that's something that I saw, that I judged, and it's because that was off balance within me. And so there's healing work that I need to do around that to bring that into balance. And so it's those kinds of things, right? Us noticing and seeing those things and then working within ourselves to cultivate what is necessary in order to heal that. If you guys want assistance with that, please reach out to me. My email is in the description box below, along with the list of the different services that I offer. There are links down below to donate as well, if you feel so moved to do so. It does help to support the channel and all the free content that I love making for you guys. If you liked this video, like, share, subscribes, all of that stuff also greatly helps the channel to continue to grow. Comment, let me know how this is resonating. Let me know if you guys noticed how many of these cards were exactly the same as the full moon reading. I absolutely love it. And yes, we are wrapping it up right here. I love you. I appreciate you. I will talk to you very, very, very soon. Also noticing, I think the soul family and calling in the soul family came up too. So it's great. Those are the energies. That's what we're working with. Still check out that full moon video if you want, for a slightly different take and a slightly different feel of these energies and the ways that we're working with them and experiencing them today.